Hello, greetings, this is Gillesmansillon. I thought I'd come and say hello in between two appointments today. I'm going to discuss a few things. I'm going to pull a few cards. I'm going to reuse this tarot of Casanova. First, we're going to address it in a general fashion. The highest wisdom for us today is the Seven of Cups. It means there is so many options, so many options. So it's almost like we don't know what to choose. So it's about understanding not to overextend ourselves from an astrological standpoint. There is Mercury in Scorpio, and there is Uranus in Taurus. So we need to slow down, and it's very important to slow down, to sit and contemplate, because there is also Chiron in Aries, and Mars in Libra that are doing this opposition. Mars, Libra is the others, and Aries is us. So it's about contemplating the wounds and the illusion, allowing to sit with the illusion, not to be overactive in relation to that, and not to worry. The highest wisdom comes into not worrying, not to feeling and fulfill desire, to let go of all that. It's like to sit and allow things to come naturally, to understand it is the end of a cycle. The cycle has ended. And the completion is around the corner. What we need to understand is the empowerment. It is the power. It is the light. It is putting a hand on the light. And the way we need to do that is come out of the light, to emerge as love. It is the card of love. What we need to do is the Fool. Is being the Fool. It's to be able to make those leap of faith. To leap of faith. What is the Tiger of Fear looks like? It's about not being afraid of a great financial income, so success, money, material things. How do we make our leap into the future? Through the devil. So there's the ego. The devil is the ego, is the opposing force to the salvation. How do we make this leap into the future? Through the process of patience and prudence, and allowing things to unfold naturally. And this is really it's how it looks like. The Tiger of Fear looks like we are afraid of letting things happen naturally, but our heart will call us to go to love, to sharing of love, and the outcome is luxury, it's abundance, it's luxury. Not allowing ourselves to be emotionally overwhelmed, and from there we find peace. Then we can look at it from a more for business, for the business aspect of life. The highest wisdom is the Six of Swords. It is about logic. It is about science. It is about being intelligent in relationship to what we are doing. What we need to understand is happiness, is fulfillment, is the wish fulfilling gem. It is the dreams that comes true. What we need to do is sorrow. We have to let go of the sorrow, to let go of the wounds, to contemplate the wounds in order to heal it. To contemplate the fear and the doubts, and not being afraid of the fear. And then we're going to be able to find the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is the ability to express fully our emotions. And the outcome will be a great acceleration. There is a great acceleration for all professional opportunities, promotion, income, all kinds of opportunity for the finance on the financial side and the professional side. And then we're just going to look at it from a romantic perspective. The highest wisdom is the judgment. It's allowing understanding there is a brand new beginning, that is something that is beginning, but we do not know. We don't need to know everything about it. What we need to understand is when the energies are stuck, it's no use to it's patience. It's the energies of patience. For right now, there is it is because Saturn is making a square to the nodes. It's aligning with the nodes and making a square to Venus, and to the Sun and to Mars. And so there is so the energy, we need to relax a little bit, and then the way to go about it is, in the meantime, we want to be as compassionate as possible, to work through compassion. What we need to do is to become the best version of ourselves. It's to become the lover, the graceful lover. It's the card of grace. It's a card of ideal situation, and the outcomes for everything is connected: love, romance, business, spirituality. Everything is one and connected, and every effect everything else. And the outcome will be the world, the salvation, the brilliant resolution that we've been seeking as both as individual, as collective as well. For there is a lot of distraction and attachment that is connected to the astrology right now, and that prevents us from discovering the mysteries of life. We need to allow the old energies to be transmuted so we can move into the now, into the present, understanding that desires are there is no right or wrong in relationship to desire. The source always accept every desires and try to make it all happen. So it's not about, it's always about you. It's never about somebody else. It's always about us. It's our inner position that determines the relationship to the world and how things will unfold. So it's about assuming the everything within our life, and outside of the outer proof. The outer proof are just temporary. They may not be reflecting of what's really going on inside. So our worthiness comes as an alignment with our inner self. Our life inside is true responsibility is to align with God inside of us. For God has always our eyes on us. Always, always, always. Sometimes we feel like He's abandoned us, but it's not true. He's always there. I've been proven. The proof have been coming to me over and over again about that. For this planet has been falling down into a level of density that is beyond the ability of humanity to bring it back into the light. That's why the galactic are being more active, much more active. There is a lot of removal of dark souls. The arrest will continue, and but most of them will be awakening. It's going to be very brutal to them because they're going to realize how the cause and the effect of their actions. For the galactics are in assistance. The Ashtar command is also in assistance. This is a portrait of Ashtar as well. It's a very subtle portrait. And so also I'm realizing that most of the chemtrails that used to be in the skies are no longer here for the most part. So because the galactics have already been able to act. For they also making a mention that never in the history of the Milky Way a planet has been seen as so much suffering. There is so much suffering on the Earth. That's why it's like there is a great need for galactic interference because it will not. Unfortunately, those in powers are much more interested in maintaining their power, or the world leaders, than to welcome the extraterrestrial. So it will probably not come from those announced from government. So but first contact can come to us. We can see ships appear in the sky as we open our third eye. We can have dreams and mystical telepathic connection, and all kinds of things will become possible as we become ready. We are source energy beings that are locked into a physical body, so it's not it's delicate because as source energy beings we have all these desires to expand, but so it's about being able to expand their consciousness outside of the mind. We have to become aware of the patterns of the mind and to detach from it, to breathe out as much as possible, and to become open to those things that are impossible from a mental perspective. Mental perspective are only that. Mental perspective is opening up like a flower that will receive the rain and the sun, and to allow ourselves and to relax and receive, to let go and relax and receive. Because we're not expecting much miracles in our life because we've tried that in the past and we've been disappointed. So we feel we don't want to expect too much in order not to be disappointed. But the ability to receive all those things comes a lot about our ability to believe in it. If we do not believe in it, then it's very unlikely. So it's always leave always a space that always can be rational in relationship to physical life, but always leave a space in your mind, in your heart, in your consciousness for miracles to happen. Maybe anything can happen. For all is God, but your relationship to God is primal. There is nothing more important than to God. That's the only thing that counts, because He knows that everything else is secondary in relationship to you. It's always about you. It's never about anybody else. I'm not talking about being narcissistic or selfish, but it's about your relationship, your alignment. From there, everything will expand with grace and ease. I hope this message was interesting for you. We'll finish with a song. This is a painting of the 7 families of spirit beings. It's still evolving. It's about 70%. I showed it the other day, but it's further. It's evolving a little bit more now. It's going to continue to evolve. So I think I'm going to finish with a song. I put it at random, so I didn't have time really to think about that so much. once the lesson of life will be learned, we will not be affected by any of the flows of the astrology as well. It was important to mention that. We're learning the lesson. Astrology is here to teach us those lessons, but once we learn the lesson, we ascend above it, and we become unaffected by astrology. It only affects us positively, and we become part of the flow, of the higher flow. There's lower flow and higher flow. It's only one flow, but we participate consciously into a lower flow, middle flow, or higher flow. And do not judge yourself if you are drawn down to experience wounds and illusions and so on. This is just as we become aware that the wounds are illusions, you are able to heal them. Well, I hope this will make sense to you. I will finish with this song. It's called She's a Rainbow. She comes in colors everywhere. She combs her hair. She's like a rainbow. Coming colors in the air. Oh, everywhere. She comes in color. Have you seen her dressed in blue, like the sky in front of you? And her face is like a sail, speck of white so fair and pale. Have you seen a lady fairer? She comes in colors everywhere. She combs her hair. She's like a rainbow. Coming colors in the air. Oh, everywhere. She comes in color. Have you seen her all in gold, like a queen in days of old? She shoots color all around, like a sunset going down. Have you seen a lady fairer? She comes in colors everywhere. She combs her hair. She's like a rainbow. Coming colors in the air. Oh, everywhere. She comes in color. Thank you very much for staying till the end. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. So we'll take it in France. See, I cut the cards, and in France where I had this one card that was below that was not really so positive. So I said, well, I'm going to take the one above. So this time I said I'll take the one above, but the one above is not as positive as the one below. So I'll read the one that's the most positive. We always have the choice to redirect the energies. It's amazing how this power that we're going to get about being able to redirect all energy and keep our focal point into magical miracle happenings. It is the Knight of Gabriel. Sure of himself, enthusiastic, courageous, charismatic. So she's riding a horse, a white horse, yeah. It is time to act. You are passionate for a cause. You intuitively know what to do. So it's about following your intuition and acting upon it. Well, thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.